Welcome back to the pod, everyone. Two for Yapping, episode 13. Today, we're doing our mock drafts. Me and Carson, first 15 here, or first 15. So, Carson, are you excited for this? Kind of our first video transitioning into, our more CHL, uh, junior A and draft prospect focused podcasts. Super excited for this.
Oh yeah,
Um,
me too. I'm fired up.
so do you want to start us off with your first overall pick? I know we,
Yeah, me and Ty have had a little debate on this, but I got Ivar Stenberg going first overall. I mean, he's had a phenomenal year in the SHL, playing against guys like twice his age. He's putting up great numbers. Had a great World Junior tournament too.
on the other hand, I got Gavin McKenna. Had a really good World Juniors. Maybe a little bit focused on the PP points there. People kind of point that out, but I still think he's the best player in this draft. He's been having a way better second half of the year. 8 points the other night against Ohio State, but even before that, he was having a better second half of the season. Um, I just think his overall ceiling's higher than Senberg. Maybe not his floor, but I think if you got the first overall pick, you're swinging for the best player available, and that's what McKenna is in this draft. And obviously with the charges that got pressed, they got dropped now, but there's still one charge believe left, but I don't think it'll really affect his stock too much. I just think teams want to take the best player available, and that's what I think Gavin McKenna is.
Number two, vice versa here. I got Gavin McKenna going too. I mean, Ty kind of hit it on the spot. He's having a tremendous second half to the year at Penn State. 8 points on Friday against Ohio State. I remember telling you that, Ty, and you just didn't believe me.
Well, I was on the bus after a game, and I was pretty shocked. I had to go look at the game sheet. It was pretty nuts. So yeah, on the other hand, I got Iver Stenberg, just the electric talent. Like he's super having a great year in the SHL. Two-way style will translate great to the NHL, and wouldn't be surprised to see him go one, but I do think McKenna's the better player at the end of the day. So yeah.
Third overall, I got Keaton Verhoff. Obviously a big 6'4" right shot defenseman. He's mobile. He's physical. He's strong. Like he's the defenseman a lot of teams would want. Because
Yeah,
there's not many of those big right shot D-men that
yeah.
you can find
I
anymore.
I got Verhoff third overall as well. I think he's the best defensive prospect in this draft. Um, 6'4", 215, like a right shot D-man, can quarterback your power play, has a bomb of a shot. Um, had a historical year in the dub last year, just in this terms of goal scoring as a 16-year-old, and having a historic year in the NCAA this year as a U18 defenseman. So I think it kind of gives him the reins to the third overall spot there.
And he had a great, tremendous World Juniors too.
Yeah.
He didn't play all of Canada's games, but he got into I believe like 4 or 5, and he looked great. Um, Number four, I got Tynan Lawrence from Boston University. Obviously, definitely a little bit of a slower start for him there at BU. Um, I mean, there's a lot to like about this guy. I mean, he's 6 foot, was putting up tremendous points in the USHL, 2 points in 13 games at BU.
On the other hand, I got Albert Schmitz, the big Latvian defenseman. 6'3" D man, an excellent skater. Um, his skating ability is a huge part of his offensive and defensive game. Helps him get up in the rush, good on the transition game. I think he's more of like a raw, more of a development. Like he is playing in the Liga this year, but he's gonna be more of like a long term development guy, I think. But I think he's worth the fourth overall pick. Left shot, 6'3", you know, just excellent skater. So I got Albert Schmitz going fourth overall, and he had a great Olympics and World Juniors. So
Yeah, I got Albert Smith going fifth overall. You kind of hit it on the dot there. I mean, I was fairly impressed with his World Juniors. He was a point per game there with Latvia. He he honestly looked pretty good against Canada's top players too in that
yeah,
tournament. Like
yeah,
he honestly shut down McKenna.
he had a great game when they played Canada.
And obviously at the Olympics being 18, like you're going up against some real good skilled guys, and he looked phenomenal.
Yeah, he looked very good against the what did he have? Denmark, Germany, and USA. That was some
I think
very,
so.
Germany and Denmark on the weaker side, but still, like you got guys like Ehlers, Draisaitl, Stützle, Peterka, Bjorkstrand, like legit good top six NHL players, if not superstars like Draisaitl, Stützle there. So, um, on the other hand, fifth overall, I got Carson Carrolls. A great skater, touted as a dominant defenseman in transition, closes gaps very well, proving he can produce at the WHL level too. 52 points in 45 games at this time, at the time the video was recorded. So I think Carroll's, had a pretty good World Juniors too. It's pretty impressive being an under 18 guy on a World Juniors team. Kind of was a shock that he made it there, and I think that really helped his draft stock, and I think that he's gonna be the I got him ranked fifth overall as my prospect. Necessarily, he might not necessarily go in this area, but definitely around these few picks.
Yeah, sixth overall, I got Carl's. He's a phenomenal skater. He's having a tremendous year with PG in the dub. I believe he's on like a 13 game point streak right now. Like he's unreal, man.
You
Good,
know,
good PP quarterback too.
Cars is a big Cougars guy, so you know, um, sixth we got Ty and Lawrence for me. A high-end playmaker, dominated in the USHL last year as a 16-year-old, won Clark Cup MVP. Um, hasn't had the best start since transitioning to the NCAA mid-season, at BU there, but I think kind of transitioning there is kind of better for his development this year. Might not necessarily help his stock, but kind of look at Horkoff last year, left the program mid-season, went to Michigan. Didn't necessarily have the greatest finish to the year, but it's been dominating this year, and I think Lawrence will definitely get picked high, and I think next year, it's kind of putting his foot in the door to get him into a more dominant role next year for sure.
Seventh overall, I got Chase Reed of the Sioux Greyhounds. He's he's having a great year with Sioux. I mean, 6'2" right shot D man. Believe he was OHL Rookie of the Year last year, or one or a runner
Yeah.
up for it. Right? He was,
Um,
right?
Pardon?
He was Rookie of the Year, right?
I believe so. I need to fact check this though.
He
Um,
he he had a great World Juniors with Team USA, 4 points in 5 games, committed to Michigan State. I mean, yeah,
like I have
this draft class is so loaded with defensemen. It's unreal.
was not rookie of the year, but he was a first team rookie.
So he
Most assists by rookie last year in the OHL.
He went seventh in the seventh round in the OHL draft too.
A
So
little bit of American thing there, though, I think.
yeah,
You know,
so yeah.
being an American go playing in the O now, the rule change definitely helped the Greyhounds be able to get him there, you know. I got him seventh too. Is a workhouse for Sault Ste. Marie. He logs like 28 minutes a night. Um, he's like a two-way defender, is a high volume shooter and an elite skater. So, you know, right shot, big body. I think anyone will be lucky to kind of nab him at around this sixth, seventh, eighth spot. So, you know, other guys have him ranked as high as four. Like Button has him four, I believe. Um, you know, I'm not Craig Button, but I'm not as high on him as that. But definitely can see why guy people are. You know.
Eighth overall, I got Caleb Malhotra of the Brantford Bulldogs. He transitioned this year to the OHL from the BC. He's playing with Chilliwack last year. Now he's on a loaded Brantford Bulldogs team, and he's putting up numbers, dude. He's
Yeah.
26 goals, 46 assists, 72 points. Obviously, son of Manny Malhotra too.
Yeah.
And crazy pull here is Uncle Steve Nash.
Really.
Yeah.
I'm going a different direction for my eighth spot here. I got Vigo Bjork, the Swedish winger. Had a great World Juniors. His stock definitely shot up because of the World Juniors, I would say. Uh, he displayed his relentless motor constantly just on the puck. Super, super good skater. And he's a super elite playmaker. Like you look at his stats from the past year, he's had like three times the assist he has goals every year. Like and still puts up a good amount of goals. So like I really like this guy. The only thing I have on him is he's really small. But I don't know. I think he's gonna be a really good NHL player.
Yeah, I got him going ninth actually. Very smooth, skilled, fast skater. Like you said, he had a great World Juniors. And I think he was ninth in scoring at the World Juniors. Um, definitely a little bit smaller, but also that being said, he's fairly skilled. 11 points in the SHL. Um, yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people are high on this guy though. Like,
Yeah. And on the other hand, I got Caleb Malhotra going ninth overall. Like vice versa of you. Um, it's also nice. Like he's in a draft lacking of centers. He's kind of one of the guys that is a natural center in this draft. So definitely can help a team for sure when you're looking for a center. You know, he's described as a versatile player, very high end, and has a strong offensive game.
yeah, I could definitely see some teams higher that need centers maybe
Yeah,
reaching for them. Like, say, maybe a team like Vancouver's picking like in the fourth to like eighth range. I could see them reaching for Malhotra.
I
He
would not.
obviously has a connection with his dad too, because his dad's the coach in Abbotsford, right?
Yeah, and his dad played for Vancouver.
Yeah. Um, 10th overall, I got Ryan Lynn of the Vancouver Giants. Very, very smooth skater, and again, another right shot. This draft class is really loaded with right shot D-man, which is
This is the draft class of a D man. Like
it's unreal.
it's
And
there's like there's lots of franchise like maybe not franchise altering, but there's lots of top two pairing D man that guys that will be top two pairing D man for franchises for years to come. So
and like three or four of them come from Western Canada too, which is unreal.
yeah, yeah.
But Lynn, he had his season cut short due to an injury. I believe he's out the rest of the year. I could be wrong, but before he got injured, he's well over a point per game, 50 points in 42 games. I mean, there's a lot to like about him.
I went a different direction than you for the 10th spot here. I got Oliver Suvanto. I might butcher that name. The Finnish winger. A big body standing at 6'3". He's called more of a true power forward, which is very sought after in today's game, especially guys that can hit and score. Isn't elite in any categories off of what I've read about him, but he's strong in all, so um I'm high on him. Didn't have the greatest World Juniors, only had 2 points in 7 games, I believe. But he had a very good Hlinka Gretzky this summer, was a point per game there, and I like him as a prospect.
I definitely feel like he's came out of nowhere in like recent months.
Yes, he definitely has.
Um, Going 11th, I got another defenseman, another Western Canadian kid, Daxon Rudolph. Again, another right shot D man too. Phenomenal year with the Prince Albert Raiders. Obviously, that Raiders team is so stacked.
Yeah,
They, I mean, Rudolph, former Nax guy too. I know Ty's a big Nax guy,
yeah.
but I'm high on him. I mean, he's a good skater. He can defend. Like you kind of hit it on the spot. Like this is the draft for D-men, and it's unreal.
Yeah, it definitely is. I got Ethan Belchaz going 11th overall though. 6'5", a lethal shot. And very good mobility for a guy that's that big. Like he's one of the most intriguing prospects in the draft for me personally. Like when you have a guy that's that big and has a pretty good skating ability for that his size and a good shot, like it's it's tempting at least one can say, you know. I think he's going to be a guy that NHL teams are all over, like especially around this 10th overall spot. Maybe not a guy teams reach on, but guys that are in the lower end of the lottery here, I think they could definitely get lucky, you know.
Yeah, I got Belchitz going 12th here. Like you said, he's a big guy, 6'5", 227. Having a solid year with Windsor. I mean, I don't think Windsor's doing that great in the O. I could be wrong, but I mean, you look at last year's draft, and there was only like what, three or four guys that were under 6 foot that got drafted.
Yeah, especially in the first round.
Like teams like these big physical guys.
Yeah, definitely.
Like
It's definitely been for like 5 years there, like the Caulfields and the DeBrincats and people were kind of looking for guys like that, like smaller, skilled guys, where the last few drafts it kind of seems it's been more of a shift back to a more rugged, big, physical, mean type of player. People that have a little bit of piss and vinegar, you could say.
yeah, and then obviously, like you said, he's a great skater for his size. Like when you're 6'5" and you can skate really well, that's a great attribute to have.
Yeah, it makes your game so much better. I got Dax and Rudolph going 12, kind of a little swap of you there. Um, yeah, like Carson said, a Nax guy having a great year with PA, 60 points in 55 games at the time of the filming. Um, elite mobility. He has a strong shot and elite first pass. Rudolph is just a great D-man among this draft class, but there's a lot of great D-man in this draft class. So in other drafts, like him and Lynn are definitely going higher than 12 and 14 in my opinion. But when you just have an abundance of great defensemen like they do in this draft, like it kind of just makes everything else like like everyone else just gets pushed back a little bit further than they would in most drafts. So
Yeah, I mean, going back to my pick there, like Rudolph and Lynn, like you can like flip them either way. I feel like definitely the injury with Lynn is gonna drop his stock a little bit, but he's still an unreal player.
I just like the size of Rudolph, like 6'2", 6'3". Um,
I'm not saying Lynn's gonna like fall completely to the third or
no,
fourth
I
round.
have I have Lynn coming up here a little bit later.
No, but
I think
I was just thinking like of when Aaron Kiviharu was this sensational prospect. He's like talks to go first overall. He got it. He's was battling injuries and he fell all the way to like the third or
yeah,
fourth
that
round.
was different though. He didn't play very.
Obviously, that's not going to happen with Lynn, but I feel like maybe the injury impacts his stock a little bit.
Okay. Uh,
13th, I got Oliver Savanto from Finland. Really, like I said, this guy kind of came out of nowhere all of a sudden.
yeah.
Had a great, had a solid World Juniors. Had a fantastic U18 tournament with Finland, a point per game. Playing in the Liga, 9 points. Again, another big centerman too.
Believe
6'3", 209.
I believe he's a winger.
Is he?
I
I
you
don't know.
I could be
Elite
wrong.
Prospects has him as a center, so I'm just going with that.
Yeah.
But
Um,
definitely a guy that's came out of nowhere, so we'll see if he can keep this up.
yeah. My 13th, I got another Finn. Oscar Hemming, a 6'3" forward who can skate and score, having 8 points in 12 games at Boston College this year. Hasn't played too many games. Didn't read too much on why. Um,
I know why he was. Wait, I could be completely thinking of someone else, but I'm pretty sure he's supposed to go to Sherwood Park and play in the BC.
okay.
And Finland said that if he did that, he wouldn't be allowed to participate with their like international teams. And there's like this big like scandal type of thing.
Because he didn't play on the World Junior team this year.
Yeah, I could be.
No, 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 no. That rings a bell for sure.
It was something like that. So he didn't start playing hockey until like December, I believe.
Yeah, he hasn't played many games, but
Or no, okay. He signed with Kitchener and um the double IHF threatened him, so I he's gonna go to Sherwood Park. I don't think he ever did.
oh
Um,
yes, yes. That's what happened. There was some thing with him going to Kitchener and the double IHF threatened him in some sense. Said he wouldn't be able to play this year for the Finnish national team. And then was just gonna go play in Sherwood Park for the rest of the year. But I think BC just told him to come a year early.
yeah, I mean, it's kind of a shitty situation too, but I mean, he's obviously looking great at BC, so
Yeah. Had a great Hlinka Gretzky too. 6 points in 5 games, so I got him going around the 13th spot.
14th here I got JP Hurlbert of the Kamloops Blazers. This guy is unreal, dude. Like being able to watch some dub games, like he's all over for Kamloops and like for a Kamloops team that doesn't didn't look like they were gonna be good, he's kind of dragged them into that fight for the playoffs, like single-handedly. He leads the dub in points with 86. American kid was great at the U.S. National Development Program too.
Yeah. Um, yeah. In my 14th spot, I got Ryan Lynn. We kind of talked about him already. Being a smaller guy, I just think I'm not as high on him as like a Rudolph, but I definitely think he's going to be a very good defenseman for an NHL team one day. His skating's super elite. He has a he uses it to have a great gap. And has been great offensively this year, having 50 points in 42 games. So, um, I definitely think he's going to be a very good NHL defenseman one day. And like I said with Rudolph, just kind of unfortunate that for him, that this is such a loaded draft class for defensemen. Otherwise, he would definitely be a higher pick in most drafts.
15th here I got Xavier Villeneuve in the um QMJHL. He's a left shot, so this is the second left shot out of the D-men, or third left shot out of the D-men here. He's a little bit smaller, he's a great skater, very mobile defenseman, over a point per game. Um, I was a huge fan of him last year at the U18 tournament. He looked really good.
Yeah, he did.
Obviously, the Q's a little bit of a lower scoring league, like less talent than the OHL and WHL, and like you know, it's kind of getting rare to see like these Q guys getting picked in the draft, even like
Yeah, I think it's different. I don't know. You're a little bit more you're a little lower on the queue than I am. Like I just think it's a little bit like more top heavy, The better teams are just way better than the other teams. So, um no, I don't know. I think that I don't have him in my top 15, but 15th I got Adam Novanti from the Czech Republic or Czechia, I guess. A high motor, good skating winger. He has some size, and he's playing in Peterborough this year and has 55 points in 46 games. So, um, definitely think he could be a great pickup for your team, But kind of proven he can play in North America this year, having a good year. So maybe switch into a couple couple games around the major junior leagues and then finish the pod off here.
yeah, we can do that.
Um, couple big games this weekend in the dub. Um, you obviously see Brandon kind of beat down the Oil Kings with a that 8-4 kind of beat down there on Saturday night.
Yeah, lots of high scoring games from the dub this week.
Yeah, you know, uh, another draft prospect, Georginas Pantelis or Georgius Pantelis, +5, 1 goal, 3 assists for Brandon. Um, just a overall kind of a crazy game. Like it's kind of crazy when 12 goals get scored in a game. Like I'm just like looking through the box score here for like Jacobson had 3 points. Um, one Brandon had 8 guys with at least 2 points in this game. Like pretty nuts. Both goalies played for the Oil Kings. Jaden Krause got the job done for Brandon, but you know, kind of a crazier game in the dub this weekend. And there
Yeah,
was other,
Everett beat Seattle 9-0.
yeah, that was just a beatdown. Like Everett's just such a wagon, man. There was a 7-1 thumping. Spokane thumped Tri-City. Tough night for Tri-Cities. Um, you know,
Speaking of the
like
Everett game, draft eligible prospect Matthias Vananen had a 4 point game with Everett. 72 points on the year.
yeah,
Not ranked by any guys to go early in the draft, but he's definitely a guy to watch and keep an eye on for sure.
yep, I agree. You had some solid games today then. More low scoring, all one goal games today with Everett winning 3-2 over Tri-City and then Portland winning 4-3 over Seattle, as well as Calgary beating Red Deer 2-1. So a good weekend in the dub for sure, flip over to the O.
Yeah,
And
some more high scoring games in the O. Sarnia beat Saginaw 7-4.
you had a 7-1 game on Friday night between who who was that? I saw it the other day.
Barry beat Brantford 7-4.
Ottawa beat Niagara 7-1 that on Friday night. Some overtime games as well with Oshawa beating Erie 4-3 in OT. Um, and then obviously on Saturday night we had Sudbury beat Flint 6-5 in overtime. Um, kind of a closer games today, but still some high scoring ones. Guelph versus Saginaw 8-5 today on Sunday. Flint Windsor 2-1 today. North Bay, Ottawa 4-2. Peterborough versus Brantford 4-3. And this was a great game. Like I was talking, Adam Navanti, 2 goals for Peterborough tonight. Upping his point total on the year, getting his 30th goal of the year tonight. Um, and then Merrick Vanaker scored his 40th of the year tonight in that game as well. So,
Great draft pick by the Hawks.
yeah,
Vanek.
yeah, very good pick. Um, yeah, and then we'll move on to the queue here. Here we go. Big upset in the queue this weekend. Charlottetown took down Moncton. Moncton's only lost 9 games this year, and Charlottetown's kind of just clinched their playoff spot here. They're sitting there at fifth in the conference, so in the Eastern Conference, so that was definitely a big shootout win for them. High scoring games, 6-5. Um, Caleb Denues having a fairly good game, getting second star of the night. Ivan Rabinkin had 1 goal, 2 assists for first star of the night for Charlottetown.
I'm pretty sure he started the year in the AHL
Yeah,
with Chicago.
yeah. Um, Definitely a big win though for Charlottetown. And then you go back to some other games that were on Friday night. Rimouski beat fuck. I just cannot even say this French some French places. You know who I'm talking about though, the Voyagers. Or no, that's not the Voyagers. That's I can't even say their name. The Darker or whatever, the Bacomi Darker. Not
Something like that.
I cannot. Not Drummondville, but And then you had a 8-1 beatdown of uh Victoriaville versus Rimouski, of course. And then you move on to another loss though. Then another and then Saturday we move on to Saturday. 2-0. Moncton lost. Moncton got shut out by Charlottetown. Two big wins for Charlottetown this weekend against Moncton. Um, so that's definitely huge for Moncton. You know, and then we move on to kind of Sunday today. Um, Overtime game between Sherbrooke and Armand with a 3-2 final for Armand. Um, Bill Zonin, third star, the Penguins prospect. So
Another close game in the Q2, Victoriaville and Val-d'Or.
yeah,
49 saves on 53 shots for Gabriel Daigle. Oh
yeah,
shit! Shout out to the guy Esteban Cinq Mars. Point in that game.
you're just such a glazer.
Cats legend, baby.
You're just such a cat's glazer, buddy. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching the pod tonight. Um, Hopefully we can have our pod posted here soon, and then everyone check out the Instagram. Now on Apple Podcasts as well at Two for Yapping, Instagram at Two for Yapping, YouTube at Two for Yapping, TikTok at Two for Yapping, as well as X, and we're still figuring out the Spotify. So thanks for watching, everyone, and have a good night.